3 January 2023 formal meeting. We continue to host hybrid meetings to provide everyone options of how to join our meetings. Our meetings are public, and you are welcome to join us in person or by watching from the Council's agenda page, Facebook, YouTube, or SLC TV. Please continue to join us in whichever manner you feel most comfortable. Now we'll move on to item number 2 of our ceremony, Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And welcome to the public meeting rules. Thank you again for everyone who's joined us tonight. Before we move through the agenda, I want to mention and remind everyone about our rules of decorum, which are in place to ensure our meetings move along well and help everyone feel comfortable sharing their comments. A copy of the full rules of decorum are available at the door, and our staff will post the links in WebEx. Next item is A4, is to the council will approve the work session minute meetings of August 17th, 2021, June 7th, 2022, August 16th, 2022, October 4th, 2022, as well as the formal meeting minutes of November 22 of 2022 and December 6th, 2022. I'll look for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move for approval of the minutes.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilmember Romano, second from Councilmember Wharton. Any discussion on this item? Seeing no discussions, I will roll call. Councilmember Pizarro?
Yes.
Ballamores?
Yes.
Mono?
Yes.
Wharton?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. That passes 5-0 with Councilmember Fowler and Pui absent. We have no public hearing or potential action items, so we'll move on to items D, which is questions to the mayor from the City Council. Thank you, Mayor, for joining us again. Happy New Year. It's great to see you. I see no questions, Mayor. All right.
I have a question. Mayor, when is your State of the City going to be? Is that? Do we know the location? Cool.
For the public listening, just January 23rd at Woodbine Food Hall. Is that right? In the Granary District for the Mayor's State of the City.
Can't wait.
We're moving on to items number 2, which is the comments to the council, and we are now at the general comment portion of our agenda. If you'd like to give a public comment today, we are accepting comments in person or online on WebEx. I want to remind everyone about our rules of decorum, which apply to this comments section. To help us move through the public comments, Isaac Caneda from our staff will moderate our WebEx and will message you with any questions about your registration. Staff is handling many tasks, so please limit messages to technical issues and minimal information updates. Taylor Hill on our staff will call the names of those who wish to comment based on the order of registration or receive comment cards. At the 2-minute mark, your host will announce time and your microphone will be muted. If you're unable to finish your comments, please send the rest via email, mail, or call our office. And just remember that please be respectful when sharing your comments. Avoid yelling, using profanity, making racial slurs, or obscene or defamatory remarks. If you violate these rules, we will mute you and you will forfeit your chance to address the council tonight. Thank you for joining us tonight. And Taylor, you can begin with our first general comment.
Thank you, Council Chair. It looks like there are 2 people registered for general comment. The first will be Cindy Cromer, followed by TJ McClelland. Cindy is here in person to speak.
In the late 1980s, the Northwest Quadrant was the only part of the city without a master plan. At some point in the early 1990s, Doug Wheelwright on the planning staff wrote a proposed plan with traditional single-family homes for the Northwest Quadrant. Then Genevieve Atwood presented the findings of her dissertation. I was standing next to Doug at the back of the room during Genevieve's presentation. The only thing he said was, "This changes everything, nothing else." Through the 1990s and the early 2000s, Salt Lake City still did not have a plan for the Northwest Quadrant. Then the state started talking about relocating the prison. Once again, Former CED Director Frank Ray came to the city's rescue and drafted a plan for the Northwest Quadrant adopted in 2016. The state proceeded with the relocation of the prison anyway, and then the state decided to locate the intermodal hub near the airport. Once again, the city mustered its best arguments after the fact. Then James Rogers got the funding for the small area plan, but the effort stalled with the RFP, and I am still trying to piece together the city's response to a proposed annexation. My point is that the city has always failed to plan for this area in a timely manner. It shows up late over and over again. At times, it has talented planners and attorneys assigned to the task. They have attempted to outmaneuver the state. The city has criticized the state for the inland port, but now the Planning Commission appears to put its blessing on a similar redevelopment for North Point. I am hoping that someone will explain to me how the development of distribution and manufacturing in North Point is different from the inland port in any way except that the city would retain, for the immediate future, receipt of the property taxes. That, of course, assumes that the state doesn't swoop in and claim them, as it has with the inland port. I have no doubt that if North Point resembles the inland port in the future, the state will intervene again. I am asking you to ignore the recommendation from the Planning Commission. The commissioners seem oblivious of the predictable outcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And next will be TJ McClelland, who is here in person.
Good evening. I just couldn't resist. Thanks for having me here. City Council, I wanted to say thank you just to for your time. Mayor, also thank you for your time and allowing me to speak. So my name is TJ McClelland, and I am the Landlord Outreach Specialist at the Housing Authority of Salt Lake City. Just newly assigned to the position, and I wanted to kind of get my word across or get it out there to you guys that we do have a lot of funding available for families that are in need of housing. And also, my specific position is to help landlords and property managers understand our programs over there. And so I'm reaching out to you guys to reach out to everyone in your area. If you have landlords or property managers that are struggling with needy families that can't find funding, we do have funding available that we can assist people with. And then also, it's just an eye-opening thing for me to work with the city on this level, and so I really want to make sure that I'm doing my best part and putting my best foot forward to make sure that I'm out there helping as many people as possible. And I know you guys are contacted by your area constituencies all the time, or your the people in your districts, and so I'm hoping that you'll pass the word along. I've left a stack of business cards with you guys as well in the back. And so thank you so much. And if you have any questions, I'll stick around at the end. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was the final registered commenter.
And TJ, we will reach out to you to have some other further discussions. Moving on to new business, and we're moving on to new business number 2, which is an ordinance of the quorum for electronic meetings. And I will look for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that the council suspend the rules and adopt an ordinance amending the city code pertaining to meetings of the Salt Lake City Council.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilmember Wharton, a second from Councilmember Mono. Any discussion on this item? Seeing no discussion on this item, I'll roll call as Councilmember Wharton.
Yes.
Mono.
Yes.
Ballamores.
Yes.
Petro.
Yes.
And I'm a yes. That passes 5-0 with Councilmember Bowie and Fowler absent. We will now move on to item number. I just flipped the page. Number 1, a motion of the nomination of council chair and vice chair for calendar year 2023. I will look for a motion.
I don't have a motion sheet for this.
Councilmember Wharton. Chair, vice chair.
I would like to move that we confirm Councilmember Darren Mono as chair and Councilmember Victoria Petro as vice chair of the City Council for the 2023 calendar year.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilmember Wharton, a second from Councilmember Ballamores. Any discussion on this item? Seeing no discussion on this item, I will roll call this. Councilmember Wharton.
Yes.
Petro.
Yes.
Valdemorse.
Yes.
Mono.
Yes.
And I'm a yes. That passes 5-0 with Councilmember Fowler and Pui absent. So at this time, I can turn the gavel over to Councilmember Mono, unless you just want me to continue on.
There's one item left, so why don't you, as your last official duty, finish the meeting?
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Sad day. Unfinished business is none. Item G is a consent. I look for a motion.
Move for approval.
Sorry, Mr. Chair, on the script, there are 2 names that we need to remove because they were not part of our work session. So hold please while I figure out which names they are.
Oh, well, you didn't let me finish. I was going to say.
Sorry about that.
I was going to, no, I wasn't.
I can do it.
With the exception of the 2 names that I'm
Number 6
about
and
to
7.
say, which are Olivia
Olivia and Uliva.
and Uliva, who we haven't interviewed yet. But everything else, let's do
Second.
it.
I have a motion from Councilmember Wharton, a second from Councilmember Mono. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, Councilmember Wharton.
Yes.
Petro.
Yes.
Mono.
Yes.
Valdemorse.
Yes.
And I'm a yes. That passes 5-0 with Councilmember Fowler and Pui absent. That adjourns our meeting.
All right.
Done.
Dan. Nicely done, Dan.